Greetings, everybody, and we are finally back. We've been gone. We've been apart for a month, DeMarcus.
Has it been a month?
Yeah, it's been a month and a half.
I don't think that's accurate.
So how long has it been?
Since the last time we recorded,
Yes,
the last time we recorded,
was a month ago.
nah, it was on the second,
Okay. And today is
the
the
18th.
second of the next month. So,
Today's the 18th. So
uh,
it's been like just past 2 weeks.
I mean, we recorded February the 2nd. That was the last time we came together. And then that was March 18th. So we haven't seen
We
each other for
recorded
half the
March 2nd.
well, we haven't seen each other for half the year, DeMarcus. That's what I'm trying to say. You
Oh,
decided to up and leave me to go on your fantastic voyage, and we will talk about that later. But first, I want to talk about my things. I just want to get out the way quickly. Um, so you can go ahead and talk about your cruise, and we can probably have a good discussion about that. So, over the 6 months that you were gone, I did a lot of watching TV and watching um, movies. I actually went to the movies and saw The Monkey. You remember those trailers?
uh-huh, uh-huh. That's the monkey doing a little clap clap thing.
Yes, well, he didn't have the clap clap thing. The symbols. That's what they're
Mm-hmm.
called. They're called symbols, you bastard.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing the drum and it was like a demon or something.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that and it was cute. I wouldn't see it in the movies if I didn't have Movie Pass. It was cute. Um also saw, have you heard of this one? It's new. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
All right. Have you heard of this new show on Cartoon Network called Common Side Effects?
Common side effects on YouTube.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network. I think I've heard of common side effects.
It is about this guy. He finds this mystery mushroom that can cure you. And of course, the pharmaceutical companies don't want him to have it.
Right,
And it tells you about his journey. It's from the same creators as Scavenger's Reign.
right.
And I wasn't gonna watch it at first because I saw the little preview that they had of it. Then I found out that it was from the same creators as Scavenger's Reign. I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. So I did start watching it. It is really good. And it also is created by Mike Judge, who you may know is the creator of Beavis and Butthead and Key
Hmm.
and all that stuff. So yeah, it's really, really good.
Okay.
I also read this graphic novel by Kieran Gillen. It's
Mhm.
called Mimetic, and three. It's like three short stories, but they're like three issues of a comic book that
Mhm.
tell of a. It's like Black Mirror in comic book form. So one of the stories is like this meme that gets people like upon seeing it, you get a euphoric feeling, and then it gets you to do something else. Another
Uh-huh.
story is about what happens when this,
So this is like an anthology.
yeah,
Okay.
so it's just three stories.
Oh, okay.
Another story is about, but like each story is like three comic books. But
Okay.
okay, another story is like this geneticist who um uh X's out all of our differences and diversities
Mhm.
and the downfall that happens after that. And I forgot what the last story is about, but they were all good.
Okay.
Really
What was
good.
it called again?
Mimetic.
Pneumatic.
Memetic.
Say it again.
Memetic.
M-E.
Being sick.
Oh, mimetic. Okay. Huh.
Um, I just got like
A
four more.
lot of reading.
Huh?
So you've been consuming a lot of material.
I have, and I got four more. All right.
Mm.
The next one is Running Points
Okay.
on Netflix. It is really good when this NBA dynasty,
Mm-hmm.
um, the leader has to go to rehab because he's a druggie, and he tells the sister to take over. The sister actually, um, she is a pretty person. Was she got married for 20 days. It's just your normal Kardashian type,
Right.
but she actually knows the most about basketball out of anybody in the family. So
Okay.
she is often overlooked, often overtaught, but she is actually getting these deals and making things work. Running Point was very good. I chuckled sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Today, I saw this Korean horror movie called Sleep, and I can't sleep.
Mm.
I actually haven't been asleep.
So you wasn't scared because it didn't apply to you.
True, true. I haven't been asleep since yesterday. And I'll tell you more about that later. But uh, I saw this movie called Sleep. It's about this woman, pregnant woman, and her husband who are expecting a child, and her husband starts sleepwalking and doing these weird things while they're sleepwalking, and then the mom
Uh-huh.
rightfully begins to fear for her new child's life.
I
So
think because your husband started sleepwalking, like what's he doing? Like what's the weird thing that he doing?
one thing he did was he just went to the refrigerator and started eating raw meat and straight out the
Yeah,
refrigerator.
but not like,
I mean,
oh,
and
my baby
killed
weird.
the dog.
Huh?
He killed the dog while he was sleepwalking by putting it in the refrigerator. Well, the freezer part of the refrigerator.
Hmm.
So it kind of escalates from there.
Okay.
I also been just binging Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I
Hmm.
always told myself I wasn't gonna binge watch this one because it was a whole bunch of white people being
It's
rich.
a new one. This is a new
This
season.
one's been on for
But are you binge watching the new season or you just been watching
so I
the?
started it with Garcelle's first season because
Mm-hmm.
Garcelle's black, Garcelle Bouvier, and I started with her first season, which was so boring.
Hmm.
But that second season, girl, it was everything. I love the second season. So the second season got me hooked. And now
Like the second season ever or the second season Garcelle was on?
the second season that Garcelle was on. I started with Garcelle. I don't know what those white people were doing before.
Mm.
I'll see it in the flashbacks. But yeah, I started with the second season Garcelle was on, and the first season Garcelle was on, and now it is just crazy. I'm totally invested in this show, and that's just my binge watch for right now.
Hmm.
And finally, I'm gonna have to put our listeners on to something, and this I'm gonna give it over to our sponsors at Movie Pass. Do you remember how to do this? We haven't done this in like 3 years, so I don't know if you remember how
This
to.
must be average amount of time. I haven't done it in a week.
Well, I mean, we haven't done this podcast in 3 years. That's what I'm saying. So, but do you remember how to do this to tell all of our listeners about our glorious sponsor, Movie Pass?
Sure. MoviePass is a subscription-based service that allows users like me, you, Jared, your mama, your sister to watch multiple movies per month for a monthly fee. The whole point is it's designed to make movie going more affordable, more accessible, so that more people can go to the movies like we used to do when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? Still off in there, skip school.
Skip school. I
That's
don't think Movie Pass is gonna like that.
I'm speaking personally. That's my personal experience. You shouldn't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. But right after school, go to the movies and see like 3 or 4 movies because it was affordable. It was like what, $5? Um, yeah, movie pass ain't gonna make it $5, but depending on what tier you buy, you start working your money back after you go see one movie.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, MoviePass is a great service. I love it. And I would like to put you on to this new show that just finished on Hulu called
Hmm.
Paradise, starring Sterling K. Brown.
What was it called again?
It's called Paradise. It's
Paradise. I
Paradise.
saw some ads for that. Yeah. Tell me
It's,
about it.
it's really
Give me
good.
the give me the give me the give me the 30-second sale.
The 30-second sell. I can't tell you everything about it, but just know that a Secret Service agent to the president has to investigate the president's murder and
Mm.
cover conspiracies that are in the president's inner circle. It's extremely good. There is a great twist at the end. That's why I'm not saying anything.
Hmm.
There's an amazing twist. Like I say, just watch the first episode and you'll be hooked.
Okay, okay. Paradise.
Paradise.
All
Did you
right.
ever see the coffee table?
The coffee table.
Marcus, you said you're gonna watch this like months ago.
I don't even remember talking about
The
a
coffee
coffee.
table, it
Oh, wait, no. Is this the one where you said the folks just go to the store to buy something? It's like a horror thing, but it's like them just doing regular errands?
in the first 5 minutes, they go to the store and they buy a coffee table.
Uh-huh.
And I can't tell you what happens after that.
But I remember us talking about it, and it's just them like doing like regular errands.
No, the
Because
first
you,
5 minutes of the movie,
I
they're
remember us talking
buying.
about this before, Jerry, and I don't remember, and I remember distinctly saying I'm not going to go see this because it sounds like people just doing regular stuff.
DeMarcus, I said the first 5 minutes, they go and buy a coffee table. And I told you that um something happens and it is the and you're wondering what the fallout is going to be from that
Hmm.
thing happening.
Hmm.
And I told you that it was in Spanish. And
Hmm.
this is
And they
like
go
this.
to multiple stores. They don't just go to the
No,
furniture
they
store.
don't. They don't go to multiple stores. He buys a
Mm.
coffee table when he goes home.
What else happens?
I can't tell you the story
Well, I'm not gonna go see it.
within just watch the first 10 minutes.
I don't want to. I want. I can go buy my own coffee table. I ain't gotta watch somebody do that.
DeMarcus, it's not about a coffee table. It's about, oh my God.
It's called coffee table.
Exactly. And there's a coffee table in it, but it's not about the coffee table. You have to just watch the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Okay, I'm not. I will if I get bored. If I run out of other stuff to watch, I will.
No, DeMarcus, because you're not gonna, you have to sit and watch it because it's subtitled. It's in Spanish.
Are
And
you?
you're not gonna get bored. DeMarcus, this is the only thing I asked you to do this year so far. And I asked you to watch a lot
Wow.
of things. No. I asked you to watch a lot of things, and you
Hmm.
haven't watched none of them yet. So
I watched the Miss Pat
this
show.
after 7 months. So don't do that.
It
All
was
I'm
like 7 days,
asking,
but okay.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, because I watched Ted Lasso, that horrible
After like
show.
2 months.
No, I watched it immediately. I got my
Hmm.
free Apple TV trial and I watched it immediately.
Hmm.
So you didn't watch it until 7 months later. I was like, did you
It
watch
wasn't
that
seven.
show? Did
It
you watch
wasn't. It
that
might have been
show?
7 weeks. It wasn't 7 months.
7 weeks is still 2 months. Anyway, I'm asking you to watch the first 15 minutes of this movie.
Hmm.
That is it. That is it. If you don't like it after the first 15 minutes, you don't have to watch it. It's free to watch on Tubi. Go watch
It
it.
is a Tubi movie.
What's the matter with Tubi?
I didn't say nothing was wrong with Tubi.
Oh, okay. But you said it's a Tubi movie,
It's
so
a
like
Tubi
there's
movie. Tubi movies be wild.
exactly why I'm telling you to watch it.
And like, mm, we'll see, Jared. I'll let you know if I watch it.
Is this gonna be the thing that I asked you at the beginning of every episode that you're
No,
probably not going to do?
it's
And I have
not.
to keep
It's not.
saying, will you do
Because you're
this
not going to
for
ask me
me,
at the beginning of every
please?
episode.
Yes, I am. Because now you're not gonna do it. And now it's
There's-
like, why am I even saying stuff on this podcast when you aren't even gonna do it? When you ask me to do
You're saying
anything,
it for the audience. You're saying it for them to go
no,
do it.
no, I'm saying
What was it
specific
called
to
again?
you. You don't even remember what it's called?
I showed up. Oh, coffee table. Y'all go watch Coffee Table.
You go watch Coffee
Hit me
Table.
in the DMs and let me know
Oh
what it's
my God.
about.
So you're not
So when
gonna watch it?
so when
So
Jared pull out the test, I'm ready.
so you're not gonna watch it. That's what you're selling me.
I don't know, Jared. I don't think so.
That's horrible. Let me see what the official
All
description
right.
says.
And while you looking for that, I'm gonna put y'all on the song. I watched Craven the Hunter on the plane
Why?
because it was good. I wanted to see
It
it. I
was
like
good.
it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Have you seen it?
Everybody said it was bad.
So have you seen it?
No. Okay,
Oh, okay.
here's the official description from the coffee table.
Okay.
Jesus and Maria are a couple going through a
Wait a
difficult
minute. What's the guy's name?
Jesus.
Are you sure it's not Jesus since it's
No,
in
no,
Spanish?
no, it's Jesus.
It's Jesus.
No, they call him Jesus,
Okay.
I think. Jesus and Maria are, are a couple going through a difficult time in their relationship. Nevertheless, they have just become parents. To shape their new life, they decide to buy a new coffee table, a decision that
Mhm.
will change their existence.
Mm.
Everybody said to not watch the trailer, to not look that up. But DeMarcus, if what's holding you back is my description of it, because I'm
Hmm.
scared to tell you what happens in it,
Hmm.
then don't let that be your fear. Go and watch this
Go
movie.
look it up. Look up the trailer.
No, don't look it up. Just go and watch it. I haven't even seen the trailer, but
Mm.
just go watch it.
Well, like I was saying, I saw Craven the Hunter on the plane, and it was actually pretty good. Like I, it was not the best Marvel movie you finna see. It's not. It's not
Captain
Brave New
America
World.
fights the president.
It's not Brave New World. It's not Endgame. It's not Avengers 1. It's Craven the Hunter. And
So
it's a
it's like Ant-Man.
nah, because Ant-Man is still pretty good too. And it got T.I. in it.
Mm.
But it shows Craven's backstory, mostly about how, him and his brother raised by his dad, what kind of lessons that his dad instilled into him. How does he go from
His Russian dad, the oligarch.
yeah. Um,
Okay.
yeah, his dad is actually like a big part of the movie. Um, and it talks about like how he like gets his powers. And I didn't think Craven had powers
He doesn't.
originally. But they had to make him like fun to watch, I guess. So he has powers in the movie, and it's pretty dope.
I still have to watch JoJo's before I watch Craven the Hunter. But
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
yeah, you didn't make that sound good. I talked about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and how I need to watch it
Yeah.
at the last episode that we did seven years ago. So I don't know
Okay.
why you say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure like that.
Okay.
It's like you don't listen to me.
I mean, no, I knew you was talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I know we've had a conversation about you watching it. I didn't know you were like trying to watch the whole thing and or still watching it.
Yeah, I mean it's like the 1993 is just 1996 version is like
Uh-huh.
12 episodes, and
Uh-huh.
then the rest is like 6 seasons. So
Okay. But each season got like 12 episodes or what?
I didn't look that far.
Mm.
I did not look that far.
Yeah.
I'm
Speaking of 12 episodes, a lot of anime is going to be in this soon.
I know I'm so excited for the next season.
I
So
am too.
excited.
Because these last two anime seasons have been on the weaker side.
Horrible.
Not horrible, but on the
Horrible.
weaker side.
Horrible.
Like,
They've been horrible, DeMarcus. Don't do that.
I
Because
had
you
definitely
normally
gotten
don't
used to
like
like
stuff, and you just need to go ahead and say that you didn't like stuff.
I had definitely gotten used to like every anime slapping on Saturday when I do my anime Saturdays, but now
No, you didn't, because you didn't even watch all the stuff that you wanted to watch.
but now it's just like a lot of stuff is I'm not finishing it, and I don't care to go back and finish it.
I mean, all I'm watching is leveling, Sakimoto, and ReZero. Oh, and
Yeah.
Shangri-La.
Did you check out Ashura?
No, I'm not gonna check out Ashura.
Oh, okay.
That's that you said it was like a Slice of Life something.
No, I sure is the one where folks are like it's a different world, um, and the world is filled with like these folks called heroes. They call them heroes, but and like one of them defeated the Demon King, and so now they're having this tournament to figure out
I
which
remember
hero
this.
yeah, to figure out which hero killed the Demon King. And each one is like a different hero with like different kind of powers. They're different race of like or different species of being. Like one of them is like a wyvern. The other one is there's one that's like a dragon. There's one that's like where it's not like one specific person, but like this like a power that's passed down through this family, and like this the newest person to have it is like the son. Um, there's one who's just like a slime, and he was a part of the original party of heroes that went to fight the Demon King. Um, yeah, some of them are just
So
like human.
is the Demon King dead or
The Demon King is dead. Yeah,
and you was like they wasn't fighting, they were
they
just
are
trying
fighting.
to get to the battle arena or
No, they
something?
are fighting. There's a lot of fighting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighting, a lot of death, a lot of blood.
Text me the name of it. I may check it out. I just
All right. I'll text it to
is it
you.
dubbed?
Yeah, it's dubbed.
Yeah.
It's dubbed. I'm watching it dubbed.
Okay.
It's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
All
Very
right.
acceptable.
Well, DeMarcus, that was my whole. Oh yeah, one other thing.
Hmm.
I'm not going to interviews every day because I apply for jobs every day, 40 a day sometimes.
Right.
So this one job I had last week, I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
It was an interview.
Yeah,
Hmm.
one job at this law office in New York. Um,
Mm.
it was a good interview or whatever, but they're all good to me. And
I
I
can see you being a New York guy.
a New York. Marcus, what is a New York guy?
A gay that's in New York.
You always talk about what you don't know about.
Ooh, you know it when you see it.
Have you ever seen it?
I've never seen a gay in New York, but I've seen gays from New York.
Okay, so how would I be a New York gay?
Finish telling your story first.
No, I want to
That
hear.
was just an aside.
I would like to hear how you
And I
are going
will
to
after you finish telling
appropriate
us
my
about your job
culture like
interview.
this. I would like to hear how you are going to dishonor me in this way. How am I a New York
Dishonor
gay?
you.
Because I'm clearly from the South.
You are, but I could see you like going to the party, staying up all night. Yeah,
And that's what New York gays do.
I'm sure that's part of it.
All right. So it's stereotyping on top of just being rude. Okay, cool.
Wow. Okay.
So I followed him up with an email yesterday
Hmm.
and asking how did the interview go? The
Hmm.
same little spiel. She emails me back with, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, you got the job. Like, okay. So
Shut the
then
front door, Jared.
pause. So then I'm like, oh, so this is a scam. Obviously, this is a scam because
Right.
nobody gives you a job like that. Like one
Okay.
interview, they don't talk to you, and then I email them and it's a scam. No. I
You
mean,
think it's a scam?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking it's a scam.
Right.
So they so she's like, yeah, we're really excited.
I
And
forgot to tell you you got the job.
and hold on, DeMarcus. So she's like, we're really excited to have you on. And she's always and she was running to the train when she called me back. She was running to the train. She's always running somewhere. And we are going to get into
You live in New York. That's what
she
the New
was
Yorkers
running to
do.
the train. Yeah, I guess so. But she was like, yeah, and as soon as I get home, and she is out of breath. She's running. As soon as I get home, I'm going to email you all the paperwork. I'm like, okay, well, this is a scam. I
You can
need
at least see the paperwork.
yeah. And I need to make sure that it's not a scam.
Okay.
So hours pass. She sends me all this paperwork, login information for Outlook. I'm like, this may not be a scam. And
Okay.
stuff for their payroll. I'm like, oh, ADP. So I'm like checking the site, checking
Uh-huh.
the security settings on the site. And it looks legit. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and put my social in this site, child. Because, because it was a payroll thing. So I'm like, let me put my
Right.
social in this site to just test the waters.
I'd be real nervous. You testing the waters with your social?
They can't steal nothing from me anyway, child. I'm broke. But but yeah, so I do that. And then she calls me back. She's like, okay, so then comes the other lowdown. She calls me and it's
Oh,
at 9 o'clock. She says, oh, I'm just running home from dinner. Again, out of breath. She says, so I just want to let you know that this is, a temporary thing. We're just gonna do this for 2 weeks because we just want to see how you do, but it is paid this 2 weeks, just let you know, and yada yada yada. So I'm like, okay, well, it's 2 weeks
trying
temporary.
somebody out for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, oh, and then she's like, and then we have a meeting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I'm like, it's 11 o'clock now, or 10. So of course,
PM.
AM.
Oh, AM. Okay, okay, okay.
So of course, my anxiety goes into overboard. I get no sleep that night
Mm,
or last night
mm-hmm.
because she said nine
Oh, so
o'clock.
this meeting was this morning at 9 a.m.
Yes. So she says
Okay.
9 o'clock a.m. Um, and I was like, well, I can't sleep. I just can't sleep because I'm thinking I'm gonna sleep over at the top. Nine
Mm-hmm.
o'clock a.m. comes. She sends out um an agenda to the team and it says the meeting is now at 11. I'm like, chill, I could have went to sleep. She says, so she sent the agenda out to the team and it's a standing meeting at 11. So I'm like, I could have went to sleep for all of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then I can't go to sleep for 3 more hours. So I did watch sleep and I went to the meeting and it's a it's the whole team. It's me, her, who is
The
a New York
recruiter.
native, and she's a black person. I think she does HR.
Okay.
And the rest of the team, they all have these accents. I'm like, oh, let me turn on the closed captioning um, on Microsoft Teams so I can understand them. And it's like multiple
I
accents.
be doing that too. I be
Yeah,
trying.
yeah, it was like like an African accent, an Indian accent, a Pakistani accent. I'm like,
What does a Pakistani accent sound like?
like Arabic, uh, Middle Eastern.
Do it.
I can't do accents.
Do it, Jared.
I'm not trying to be rude. I cannot do accent. So, so yeah. So I was like, let me make sure I can understand everything that's happening. Um, but yeah, it was a good meeting. It lasted an hour. I'm supposed to have meetings with the
Mm-hmm.
team one-on-one tomorrow, but I haven't received any invites yet. So
Mm.
guess I gotta be up at 9 again tomorrow. So hopefully I can fall asleep tonight. And
Okay.
yeah,
Jared, you got a job now, brother.
it's just a temporary job. It's not a
It
career.
ain't temp to hire.
I don't know what. As I said, they hired me on the spot almost.
So what are you gonna be doing at this place?
So they are a law firm and
Mm.
they have an app that they have and I'm supposed to help the marketing and implementation and branding for the app and I think the firm too.
Mm. Okay. All right. All right.
But I don't know. I don't know the budgets. I don't know the
Mm-hmm.
logins for the social media. I don't know if
Mm.
they can access the TikTok influencers. I don't know anything, child. I
Mm.
just know I'm on board. I hope
Okay.
I
And,
got
and
paid for
today
today.
and today was day one.
Hmm.
So I guess today is what, Tuesday. I guess what was today was just that one meeting you went to and that's it?
Yeah,
Like they didn't give you no stuff like, hey, here are some of our our previous marketing materials. Here's our brand book. Here's what we sound like.
not yet.
Hmm. So you just went to one meeting and then just been chilling the rest of the day.
so they did send me some stuff that I
Yeah.
could like look over.
Yeah.
So I was looking over this stuff. But I think the stuff they sent me is not the stuff because they have like two or three apps. Sent
Mm.
me stuff on like one app, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
working on that app. So I'm trying not to like ingrain that stuff in my memory.
Mm.
So yeah.
I mean, okay, okay. Is the one is the app that they sent you the stuff for? Is it successful, even though you're not working on it? Uh,
I
because I
haven't
think
looked up
maybe.
in the Play Store. I haven't looked up any of this stuff in the Play Store yet.
Mm, I was maybe they giving you that as like a blueprint. Like here's one app that we did that works good and it's got the kind of results we're looking for. We just need you to do this again with
Well,
this
she
app.
did say that uh, that I was working on this app, and the person who they just hired like a few days ago will be working on the other app that I saw today.
Mm.
So
And is the person from a few days ago also like a temporary 2 week kind of person?
I don't know. I didn't
Mm.
ask that question. So no.
I would have been asking. I'm like, because if you hire me for 2 weeks, you better be hiring the other app motherfucker for 2 weeks too. Anyway,
So
congratulations, Jared. It's so, but this
nothing
sounds like a
happened.
remote position.
Almost definitely. Like
Okay.
everybody's remote. Everybody's remote. Except
Hmm.
for the girl in the office. I think one other person that was on the call.
Mm.
But
Okay. Are you excited?
I'm more nervous than excited.
Hmm. I don't think my only thing about this is like that it's a 2 week like engagement. What are you really supposed to do in 2 weeks?
DeMarcus, my best.
Fair enough, my guy. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Man.
So, DeMarcus, tell me about this Virgin Atlantic cruise, the influencers cruise. Oh my God.
Hmm.
Did you have your selfie stick? Did you
Hmm.
go out? I said take a lot of pictures because I did send DeMarcus a text that said, be safe and take pictures and everything. Take a lot of video. So, did you take a lot of video?
A lot of video? No. A lot of pictures? Yes.
Okay.
Let me review here. Yeah, I took a lot of pictures. Some video. Some video. There's not no video.
So like how many days were you on the ship?
All right, so it was an 8 day cruise.
Hmm.
So we was on the trip. We was on the ship from last Saturday or Saturday before until this past Sunday morning. So we got on the ship on the 8th at like 2 o'clock or something like that, 2:30.
Yeah, because Virgin does late cruises.
And then we got back like
Late boarding,
six.
I mean.
We got back like at like 6 a.m. on the 16th.
What time did you have to leave the boat?
Oh, we didn't have to get off the boat till like 10:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I think it was a real lax 10:30 because I think at like 10:30 we was in the line and shit.
Mm,
And there was folks still sitting down and eating. So it wasn't like they was like kicking you off.
yeah.
Yeah. But,
So, I mean, how was it?
it
Like,
was great.
how were the different restaurants?
It was great. The Virgin Cruises, no free promo, um, is the best cruise I've been on in my life. I've
And
been on
we've been
Royal,
on cruise together.
yeah, I've been on Royal Caribbean. I've been
Yeah.
on Carnival. I forget the cruise line we were on together.
Norwegian.
Norwegian. I've been on Norwegian.
But we were on Royal Caribbean, me, you, and Gordon.
Yeah,
I was trying to surprise you. Did I actually surprise you or
yeah, you did.
oh,
Um, but yeah, like this is the best cruise I've ever been on. All the food was like great. They had ramen in like the galley, which is where everybody went to eat. They had like a little taco bar and shit. I'm used to like the buffet area or whatever, just having like burgers and pizza, fries and stuff like that, chicken nuggets. Um, but shoot, they had like real food. They had like a salad bar, they had a sushi bar. Like I said, they had a ramen spot, tacos, and then they had like a diner spot that was like different food every day. So one day it might be burgers, the next day is fried chicken, the next day is um Chinese food, you know. And then like the
was the ramen
restaurants,
good?
huh?
Was the ramen good?
Oh yeah, the ramen. The ramen was good. Like the ramen was like, oh, to be on this boat and to either not have ramen or not have this, this is really good. But if you put this same ramen on like the mainland,
Uh-huh.
trash
I
ramen.
so what's this? It wasn't spicy. It was just plain.
It was pretty spicy. I had got the spicy tonkatsu. It was pretty good.
Uh-huh.
But if you did not get a spicy ramen, yeah, it tasted pretty plain.
Uh,
Um, but it was it was decent. It
okay.
was decent ramen. Like I would pay $5 for that ramen on the mainland.
In China, because you can't get $5 ramen anywhere.
I mean, but if this ramen was in the US, I
Mhm.
would pay $5 for it. That's the most I would pay.
So they did make their own broth. They didn't make their own noodles. And
They definitely weren't making their own fucking noodles. And I'm not sure about the broth. I don't think they was making their own broth. I think they had like a little seasoning packet. They dropped in the water or some shit. I don't know. They
was there
seaweed.
meat?
They seaweed was real trash though, because they seaweed was like
Authentic.
no, bro, hell no. It was like powdered seaweed or some shit pressed into like a seaweed flake. Because if you, I don't know, because me and my girl was trying to figure it out, like, because like the first day we had real bad seaweed where like you put it in your ramen and it just started disintegrating. And then the last day we had that same kind of like real bad seaweed. And so we was like, we think the first day we had like the old seaweed from like the last cruise and they just trying to use it up. In the last day of our cruise, we've had the seaweed that's been like packed on since day one of since we set sail. So we got old seaweed again. But most of the time it was good. I only had the ramen like two or three times, like one or two times. Two or three times.
There's so many options. Did you swim?
Yeah, swam. I got in the water a little bit. I wouldn't say I swam per se,
The
but
water
I
on
was
the
in the
boat.
water.
You got on the water on the boat.
Mm-mm. I got in the beach. I was like, I went to a few beaches, got in the water, and I went to like a beach club on the last, on our last like full day on the ship. I went to a beach club and was in the pool then.
I remember when on our cruise, I
Hmm.
met some people and we went to a gay club in Costa Rica. Wait, where?
Mm.
Cuba.
In
In
Cuba.
Cuba.
Okay.
Yeah. All these people were strangers.
Mm.
And this one guy was like, "You buy hotel room for us?" I was like, "Excuse me, you're not that cute." He wasn't
They
that
was
cute,
trying to get you to buy the hotel. They was like, you big, you got big American money.
I guess. I guess he wanted me to, but he wasn't that cute.
Hmm.
I could have, but no.
Mm. You said you could have then.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so on the cruise, the food was good.
And then like the restaurants were great. Like that's just like the galley where I was just talking about. Like they had like a steak restaurant, like a steakhouse. They had a
Did I have ribeyes?
I don't remember seeing a ribeye on the menu. I know they had like a New York strip, a filet mignon. They had lamb chops. And the steakhouse was good, but the steakhouse was like the worst restaurant on the ship. So like all these places are good. All these places are getting like at least like the galley. The worst thing in the galley might have been a six on a scale of 1 to 10.
Mhm.
The worst restaurant, the steakhouse, was a seven. The best spot, they had a Korean barbecue spot, they had a Mexican spot, they had an Italian spot. The Italian spot might have been the best spot. The Italian spot might have been like a 9-10. The Mexican spot, also probably like a 9-10. And they also had like this test kitchen place where they would like just try out like different shit,
Mhm.
like just try out different foods and different flavors and shit. So we went there the first night. It was interesting. It was good, but it was like, oh, this is interesting because they serving us like eel with like the dude would like explain what the stuff was, and I'm like, I swear he's making up half these words. But it was delicious, man. It was delicious.
Nice, nice. I can't think on one. Did your
Hmm.
room have the little swing in it?
It had the hammock. It was pretty dope. Um, Let me think. Yeah, because like the room we had, it was a pretty decent sized room. It was bigger than the rooms that I've had on like Carnival
Mhm.
and like Royal Caribbean. We had like a little balcony. It had like a couple of chairs on it and like I don't know what you call it, like a like a nightstand, but for for the outside. It had the little hammock out there, and that was pretty cool. Um, what else did we have? The bed could like change from like a bed to a sofa. They had like a little tablet in there to control the TV and control the lights and the curtains and shit in the room. It was pretty sweet.
Mhm.
It was pretty sweet.
I saw that you lied to me. You said you weren't going to be online and you were liking stuff on Instagram. What was that all about?
Oh yeah. Cause I ain't think we ain't pay for no like Wi-Fi package. So I was like, bet we ain't gonna have no Wi-Fi. Cool with that. But we got on there and like the complimentary Wi-Fi is enough for you to be like to be on Instagram a little bit. Like you look at three posts, the fourth one not gonna load. So yeah, I was on like a little bit, but I was mostly off my phone. I wasn't really like posting and shit like that. Like I was taking a lot of pictures, but I wasn't trying to be on the internet. Like my folks was even like I text my mom and dad when we left and when we got out there, and then my dad had to text me like halfway through the trip. It was like, "Hey, we ain't heard from you.
Yeah.
Like you still alive?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, here's some pictures."
Ah, you didn't send me any.
I know, man. I ain't really sent nobody none. Like I sent my only reason I sent my dad them some because they hit me up.
Mm. Well, you told me that you weren't gonna have a phone on your cruise, so I was like, then I saw you lied. I was like, oh, well, I guess he didn't want to talk to me.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna have a phone. I said I wasn't gonna have service, which turned out not to be true. I was wrong. I apologize.
So, did you on your big cruise, did you see a show or did you, you know?
We did not see any shows actually. Like that's the one thing we did not do. We went on some excursions. We went parasailing and what was that first one we did? And zip lining. Um
And
we,
how's that?
it was fun. The zip lining was fun. Like it was supposed to be like over the ocean, but it was like more over the beach, which made more sense because I was like how far are they really going out here to like build a zip line over the ocean? And I was like, they would have to build like platforms into the water. Like I was like, and I don't feel like they're spending that kind of money on this shit.
Mm.
So it was like zip lining like over the beach, which is still pretty cool. It was still I've been zip lining a bunch of times. I enjoy it. The parasailing was actually really chill. Like I thought it was gonna be like a real like adrenaline type thing. Like once you get up, like it's more adrenaline pumping to like ride the boat than it is to actually parasail. Like once you get up there, once you get up there, it's like peaceful. Like it's like you just floating.
Mm.
Yeah, my harness was too big though, so I couldn't. It was hard. I had to like keep holding myself up. I
Or
couldn't
you
just
would have
like
fell out?
relax. Huh?
You would have slipped out if you weren't.
No, no, but it was just like maybe I don't know. I didn't relax all the way, but like I was definitely leaning real far back, and yo, babe, why am why I can't sit like you sitting? I was like, I keep falling back, and she was like, yeah, you got a large. They gave me a medium.
So that sounds fun. 8 days in paradise,
Mhm.
floating paradise. Did anything else happen that you want to talk about?
I mean, like a lot of stuff happened. Like we met like a bunch of great friends. Um, like we met this dude on the first day named Charles, and he put us all the folks we was hanging with put us like in a little group chat, and he just kept adding folks to the group chat the whole trip, like up until like the day before we got off the boat, just adding folks to the group chat. So I think at the end it was like, shit, I can look at it and tell you. Hold on.
And this is on your phone.
Yeah, this is like we were just like exchanging phone numbers. Um,
Okay.
Ended up being like 12 folks in the chat. And all black people, all dope ass
Oh,
black.
okay.
Yeah, all black people. But
That's
we also wound up in like a WhatsApp with like these two gay guys, and like all the friends they were making. But Shauna was on that one, and I was on the black chat. Shauna was on that chat. We didn't really hang out with them a lot though, but we would see them around the boat a lot. And it was like this older gay dude with like this really young gay dude.
that's all it happens. Yeah.
Hmm.
That sounds really fun, DeMarcus. I still
Yeah.
have to go on version. That's the only vacation that I have to do before I die sometimes.
Oh, go on a Virgin Cruise.
Yeah.
So while we were in Miami before we got on the boat, we were talking to like this older couple, and they were saying like MSC is like the thing to get on.
Mhm.
It's like an Italian cruise line. Get on MSC and get and do the yacht club. They're gonna give you a private butler. They give you a robe and shit. They said that's the one to do.
I mean, that's expensive though.
Hmm. We
I
looked it up and we was like, oh, it's not that expensive.
well for the butler and the
Yeah, and like we looked at it and we was like, this says yacht club, but we don't know that that's like the personal service yacht club or if it's just like a big ass room. I don't know. But the prices we looked at was like, this ain't that much.
Maybe I'll surprise you again.
Mm,
Um, DeMarcus, do you have an activity for us this week?
I
I
do.
know that you are not digging up in your ear.
I was scratching my ear. So, um, I do have an activity for us, for you, Jared. This is a new one. I don't really have a name for it. But what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to give you some items one by one, and then you are going to just have to rank them. You have five places, one through five,
Okay.
one being the best, five being the worst.
Okay.
And you just, and when I tell you a thing, you have to tell me where you rank it. Is it the number one thing or is it the number five thing?
Okay.
Okay. And this is all according to you. I know
And
you.
and I don't get to know the whole list. I just
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. So I guess there's no like real win or nothing, win or lose here. But there is like a master list to compare it to.
Mm,
So I can tell you like, are you ranking these things the same way that other people have ranked them, I guess.
okay.
All right. So the first one, Drunken Love.
This is Beyonce songs. Oh my God, that is like superheroes. This is Beyonce songs. Oh no, this has got 20 times more hard. I thought it was like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer, but it's Beyonce songs. Oh my God. Now I have to, oh
Now you
my
got to think about
God.
it.
I wasn't gonna give this too much energy. I was like, okay, whatever. Naruto. But it's oh my God. All right. Um,
Right.
oh my God, my heart is racing.
Damn, Jared.
No,
Deep
because
breath,
Drunken
deep
Love is
breath.
a special song because this was the first song she sung live after she had those miscarriages. So
Oh.
um uh, and then what else are you gonna say? Okay, I'm gonna put Drunken Love up. And this is not like all these songs are number one, but I would say Drunken Love is a four for me.
It's number four?
I don't know what you're going to say.
Number four.
My God.
That's pretty low, Jared.
It's not low. Out of all the songs Beyonce has, it's not low. It's
That's
not
pretty
low.
that's pretty low. All right,
It's not
next
low.
one.
It's not low. It's not
That's next
low.
one. Next one.
It's
Next
not
one.
low.
Next one, Jared. We moving on. Drunken Love is number four.
I,
One away from the last place. Number two. The next one I'll give you, I'll say.
I just got a
Option
headache. Where's my
item B on the list. Crazy in Love.
hold on, let me take my headache pills.
Damn.
You just gave me a headache for real. So I got to just take a pill. I haven't slept by the
Mm.
over 24 hours. I got this light shining, and you are asking me these tough questions. Hmm. All right. Okay. Crazy in Love. It's a
hmm
classic.
hmm
Regardless of what else you say, Crazy in Love
Uh-huh.
is my number one, regardless. Yeah.
Crazy in Love is number one no
Yeah.
matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Crazy in Love is a classic. You can still play it to this day. So all these songs you still play to this day. Crazy in Love
Hmm.
is a hit.
Okay.
I can't believe you're
What
doing
about
Beyonce song. You are a
what about
butthole. You are a butthole. You look like a butthole. You smell like a butthole.
so the spots you have left, the spaces you have left are number two, number three, and number five. Um, the next item C, is Flawless.
Oh my God. This song is special to me because she released this song on SoundCloud while I was waiting for, I think, four. So I'm going to say that Flawless is my number three song.
You okay? Okay. Flawless is number three.
Oh my God. So far, this is right.
All right. If you say so, sir. There's no judgment here. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just how you feel.
I feel completely inside myself. My mind is racing. I just had to take a headache pill.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna say next?
Uh, what about if I were a boy?
I have such good memories with each of these songs because if I were a boy, that was a song because I was a manager in the band first, and Denise was taking me somewhere in her car that got
Mm-hmm.
to my
Mm-hmm.
dorm. And if I was a boy was on, I was like, this is Beyonce. And that was when I first started because I used to didn't like Beyonce. And that
Mm-hmm.
was when I first started to
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce, and me and Denise would just play that song like all day long in her car. Oh, this all these songs are special to me. All of these songs are special to me.
Mm-hmm. And how special is this one? Number two or number five?
I'm gonna have to say five
Wow. After that whole story, it's number five?
because Beyonce is that girl. Like every song that Beyonce has is special. Every
Mm.
song Beyonce has is special. Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay. The last one, Diva. It has to be number two because
It
that's the
has
only
to be
space we
number
have
two.
left.
Okay, I did good. I did good. I did good. Okay, this is a good list. This is a good
Okay.
list.
You want me to read back your list?
Yes. Oh
All
God.
right. All right. Number one, we got Crazy in Love.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, we got Diva.
Diva.
Number three, Flawless.
Okay.
Number four, Drunken Love.
Okay.
And number five, If I
If
Were
I
a
were a
Boy.
boy. Yeah, it's a good list.
Yeah? That's the way you want it?
Yes, that's the way I
Okay.
want it with those
Okay.
picks. That's the way I want it. Oh, good job. Good job. Good job, everybody. Good job. That was good. Oh my God, that was really good.
Um, I'm going to I'm going to tell you the order these fall in based on sales and streams. Okay?
Okay, and
Uh
just to let everybody know, we don't care about salesman streams over here, but DeMarcus says that it's something, so go ahead. And did you hear what Kanye said today about Beyonce?
what did he say?
After he is posting, and this is why Kanye is a because I was really trying to hold out because my last Twisted Fantasy is such a good album
Mhm.
and I haven't heard it in a while. But I don't think I'm ever going to hear it again because after Kanye has been putting these Nazi logos on his new clothing, after the swastika is going to be the artwork for his next album,
Shut the front door.
after he does all this Nazi propaganda stuff, he comes out today and he says that Beyonce's children are the R word. He makes fun of her for having a miscarriage.
Shut the fuck
He
up.
like he was saying all this
He
stuff, and
said
I'm
this
like,
on Twitter?
yes, like he's dead to me. Like if I had a death
Damn.
note, I would write his name down. That'd be
Damn.
my
Would you just give him a heart attack or would you?
I would give him public embarrassment before his death.
Okay. I don't. I feel like that'd be hard to do. I feel like Kanye don't really get embarrassed.
Well, he would. He
Hmm.
embarrasses everybody that's around him all the time. Like he is
Touche.
the worst. He's literally the worst.
Well, Jared, based on it looks like you're pretty close.
Mhm.
Like your list is pretty close to what to what the sales and streaming list is.
Okay.
Because out of 20 Beyonce songs, Crazy in Love is number three,
Hmm.
only topped by Single Ladies and Halo.
Of course, of course. Oh, Pink ladies in Halo.
Drunken Love is number four.
Hmm.
Uh, so those two, you got Crazy in Love in a good spot. Drunken Love is number four out of 20. So, but you have it kind of low on your list. Let's see. What did I have? If I Were a Boy is number 10.
Hmm.
So hitting in the middle, you got it last. Let me see what am I looking for. Two out of three. All right, and then Diva is number 17 and Flawless is number 18. Again, based on sales and streaming.
Yeah, Beyonce's the greatest. She can do no wrong.
I thought you might enjoy that game.
I did. That's the best game you've ever done.
Let's take a quick break because I gotta blow my nose.
Okay. So DeMarcus. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is recorded, so I had to change my shirt because I was getting too hot. So DeMarcus, do you have well not do you have activity?
We just did the activity. We want more.
I do want more, but let's not do more right now.
Okay.
What's the topic for today?
We're talking about the worst tragedies in comic books and anime.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. And I
There are
got,
a lot.
huh?
There are a lot.
There are a lot. There are a lot, and I feel like let's talk about what makes a tragedy.
Mhm.
And how I think of a tragedy is the scale. How many people does it affect? Not necessarily how much death, but how many people does it affect?
Mhm.
The loss of life is another category. Like, is it like one person dying? Is it a lot of people dying? Uh, the specificity and the personal impact are like is like another category. So like,
Hmm.
is it is it something like where like the most important person in this story, like if you're watching Game of Thrones and then Ned Stark dies, real specific, real tragic, but still only like one person, but it still affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
What
I
would you say?
also think that a tragedy is something that can be very personal on the inside. I think that a tragedy can shift someone's perspective on
Mm,
things. And I think that it can um, make you into a new person. So
mm,
I also think that
mm-hmm.
that is something that a tragedy can be.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
just
So I have a list of tragic events.
okay.
And I'm gonna talk to you about like what they are, why I feel like they're tragic. And
Okay.
you tell me, is it a good tragedy by your standards? And I guess is that your only standard that it has to like it has to like shift a person's alignment persona?
No, 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 no. What you said was good too.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
I
So
just
just
thought
add
that
in that.
yeah, I just thought that like the personal
Mm-hmm.
aspect was missing. What
Mm-hmm.
you said.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 All right. So one of the first ones here I want to talk about because I thought this one was like when I first saw it, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. And not only is it fucked up, it's fucked up because of how it happened. And the first one on my list, and not to say it's the worst tragedy, but the death of Aunt May in One More Day. Um, and what we're talking about here is during the Civil War event, um, Peter ride hard for Iron Man, and at one point he's like, "Oh, it's gonna help Iron Man out, with this whole Civil War thing, if I come out as a superhero, tell the world who I really am, and like be like one of the first people to like register my identity as like a hero or whatever. Um, but Spider-Man been building up enemies for decades at
Mhm.
this point. And so like as soon as he do that, Kingpin is like, oh, find out who that is, and we gonna fuck with the people close to him. And that ends up being Aunt May. Well, what happens is that the Kingpin hires a sniper to take a shot at Peter during his like regular life while he's spending enough time with Aunt May. Peter dodges the bullet, of course, spider sense and whatnot. Aunt May gets hit. Um,
I didn't mean to laugh.
why would you laugh, Jerry?
Because he keep doing that. He keep trying to save somebody and then they die.
No, he
Blink
wasn't.
and
I
then
mean,
he
he was just.
can't see.
I think in that one he just saves himself because he was the one being aimed at. So um so what ends up happening is that Peter makes a deal. First, he goes on like this rampage, breaks into jail, beats the shit out of Kingpin in front of like all the other inmates,
Yeah,
and it's like if anybody else fuck with my family, you gonna get what he just got.
yeah. And he says that you're not messing with Spider-Man, you're messing with Peter.
hmm And this is like and I think this is when really hits on the personal shift
Hmm.
thing that you said because this is when we see Spider-Man start to get dark, like.
Yeah. The only
And I
time.
think, yeah, and I think it's worse than like the first time he bonds with the Venom symbiote because it's all him as opposed to him just being like urged on or being manipulated by some outside force. Like this is all Peter.
And I think that this arc, because it was in Civil War, I think that this
Hmm
arc is what made me start really, reading Spider-Man. Because I
Yeah.
wasn't reading Spider-Man before this arc.
Mm.
The Somebody said you gotta read Spider-Man. I was like, okay. Then from that point on, I
hmm
started, picking up more Spider-Man comics. So
Yeah.
it's all
But
because of
Spider-Man
my
comics are
friend.
always good. And so
That's debatable.
another thing that I like to look at when it comes to like big events. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. I think I got a little sick on the boat.
Uh-uh.
Um, but anyway, I feel pretty good. Um, Another thing that I like to look at for when like these big tragedies happen is like, are there lasting effects?
Yeah.
Like, and that's something that we'll often miss with comic books. They like to reset the world and shit.
Mhm.
But one of the lasting effects that comes out of this one is that Peter erases his marriage with Mary Jane in
Yeah.
order to bring Aunt May back. Um,
This was his deal with Dormammu. What was
Mephisto.
Mephisto? Yeah.
Mephisto.
Hmm.
And
And
so,
he also reset his identity back.
yeah, eventually he has Doctor Strange cast a spell to make everybody forget. Um,
Oh, I thought it was Mephisto who reset it back too.
nah, 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 nah. Mephisto just did like I'm erasing you and Mary Jane's relationship. Nobody's gonna remember that. Like that, I'm taking that, and you get
Okay.
Aunt May back. Yeah, and Jared, would you do that? Say you found the love of your life. You've been chasing them for a few years. They finally marry you. Y'all happy. Your mama dies because Aunt May is essentially Peter's mom. Your mama dies. And there's a deal on the table. You give up the love of your life. They don't die. You just forget. They forget y'all were ever in love. You remember, but you can't have them. And you get your mama back. Would you take that deal?
Most definitely. In a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't need her or
Okay.
him. Uh,
Okay.
and I just met him like 2 or 3 years ago. I know him all my life. So
Mm.
it's that loyalty factor. Most definitely. She can die for all I care.
Mm.
Or
Mm.
he. I keep forgetting I'm gay. He can die.
I keep forgetting I'm gay. That's one of the best quotes of this show. Um. Okay. 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 Cool. So, all right. Number two, and I'm gonna go back and forth between the anime and comic book stuff.
Mhm.
The Paranormal Liberation War. And if you're watching My Hero Academia, you remember this is when like the League of Villains merges with the Meta Liberation Army, because their whole thing was like, oh, we should be free to use our powers however we want. We shouldn't be constricted by um, we shouldn't be constricted by society, telling us how to, how and when to use our powers. And also, people whose powers make them look different shouldn't be discriminated against. In the second half of that, I could really get behind. I was like, oh yeah, like they shouldn't discriminate against folks just because they look crazy. They can't help it. It's the way they was born.
Okay. Wow.
But the big thing here is the war that happens when uh, Shigaraki takes control of the Liberation Army and leads an attack on the Hero Society, aiming to like topple everything. And if you remember in the show, this is when um, they all these villains come out of nowhere and just start running wild and like they take over like a whole city or some shit like that. Um, and this is like right around the time we meet Gigantomachia. We start to see all these what's the dude name? Redestro. Um, who has like the stress quirk, and I was like, that's such like a corporate quirk. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
like
Japan was devastated
yeah,
with this. Like people died. A lot
yeah,
of people died.
a lot of people, and
Um,
I think this one kind of like jumps to the other end of the spectrum to where it's not like specific and personal, but it's so
it's
large.
so large. And
Yeah.
people died, heroes quit. So it was
Hmm.
personal. Because
Yeah.
heroes, lifelong heroes were quitting left and right. But this story, that's why I'm so interested to see the My Hero Academia prequel that's coming out in a couple of weeks. Because
Hmm.
it talks about how, like I said, I always wanted the beginning of this event about how people who were not looking human were being discriminated against. So
Hmm.
I'm super excited to see that. But yeah, that was this was devastating. Japan was obliterated.
Right. Right. And so yeah, like a bunch of heroes and villains died, like you said. It was specific to heroes and villains, but like it definitely affected everybody. Like normal people were dying left and right too because they couldn't defend themselves. Um, yeah, I don't think this one any like caused any major shifts in anyone. Like at the end you have Shigaraki like awakening to his full power. Like he can like when he touches something it disintegrates, and anything that is touching what he's touching also disintegrates.
um, as a power, yeah, but
And I also think,
Midoriya, he
sorry,
turned darker after all this.
who, Shigaraki?
No, Midoriya, is not his name. Deku.
Deku.
Yeah, he turned
Is this where he
darker.
turns darker?
Yes, this is the event where he first started looking at the world differently, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I have to do this. I have to save people and I have to cry
Mm,
every episode.
mm.
So yeah.
And so is this where he like goes off on his own, leaves UA, or is that later down the line?
I think that it's later down the line, but this was the first little
Yeah, where he started to see like cracks in his psyche.
yeah.
Mm. And then, I don't even respect Deku's dark phase because he was saving people even harder. Like, what are we talking about here? Because he still wasn't like really hurting no villains. Like he would stop you, but he wasn't like breaking your back or nothing like Batman was.
Right, with his Spider-Man powers. Get out of here. Get out of here, Deku.
Yeah, I don't know. Low ranking. I think that's a low ranking in tragedy. I think this is a low ranking tragedy. Like yes, the scale is huge,
Yeah,
but
for anime.
for anime, and I think we see so many tragedies that do have a huge scale in anime that it's like you got to give us more.
Yeah.
You got to give us more. And we American, so we desensitized. Like school shooting. We see a school shooting every other month. Like we
Exactly. Every day.
Mm. Excuse me. Okay, back to the comic book side of things. Um, I want to talk about the Genoshan massacre
Oh God.
on Genosha. Uh, this is like one of the big ones, and I'm a
It,
little salty that they've
it
kind of
was
like
6 million
repeated
mutants,
this,
right?
huh?
It was 6 million mutants, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 16 million.
16 million. Yeah.
16 million. So the mutant nation of Genosha, is thriving. Uh, this is after I think Genosha was the one. This is the one off of San Francisco.
This is the one that was in Africa. It was his
Mm,
own country.
right,
One off
right.
of San Francisco was Utopia. There was that little island that was just
Yeah,
housing the X-Men. But this off in Africa was his own country.
right. And this is where Magneto was leading, wasn't he? On Genosha?
Um, I don't think he
I
was.
feel like he was, but yeah. Yeah, yeah, Magneto tried to build a utopia there. So, what happens is that Cassandra Nova, as we know, is Charles Xavier's evil twin, orchestrates an attack using like massive sentinels. And her whole point in doing this is to say that mutants will never be safe. So there's never even a real fight in this whole thing. Like, there's no like the mutants don't have a chance to like set up an army or set up a defense. Like the Sentinels just come in and just start wrecking shop.
Yeah.
Um, like we get survivors like Magneto and Emma, but they're traumatized.
Hmm.
Um, and so like what makes this like a big tragedy for me, first off, is because I really relate to the X-Men. I really like the X-Men feel like black people, which they are. Stan Lee's talked about this. And so whenever shit is happening to like the X-Men, I'm just like, damn, I was like, that's exactly what it feels like to be black. Not exactly what it feels like, but like the whole point of this like genocide on Genosa is to let mutants know they'll never be safe. That was the whole point of Tulsa. That was the whole point of like Rosewood, some of these other like black cities where the entire town was like bombed or burned down or
Or
destroyed
flooded over like Oscarville and Lake Lanier.
or
Yes.
or flooded over, to just remind folks like, hey, we not gonna let you have a life or build a life here,
Yeah.
no matter what you do or where you go. Um, and I was starting to say this earlier is that I'm a little salty that this we're seeing this story like repeated. Like we have Genosha already in the books, and then they just did what's the place?
X-Men 96.
Krakoa.
Oh no.
Yeah, they just did it. They just did this like whole thing again in a different way with Krakoa.
Well, it's different, but it's the same because it wasn't mass genocide on
Right?
Krakoa, but it was like it was the same because it was a mass. No mutants on that island had agency over their body when they stepped
Mm-hmm.
into the portals. It allowed Orcus to take over. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
have agency over their body, and it was just heartbreaking to see them marching towards all over the world, marching towards these portals. And then the only people that were left were the people with this military like training
Mm-hmm.
that could fight Professor Xavier's tampering of their minds. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was
And
horrible.
I think the that part of it makes the Cohen massacre a little bit worse
Mm-hmm.
is that they kind of forced this paragon of mutantdom into doing it to his own people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, like yeah, the Genosha massacre is definitely up there. I'll put that at like one or two for me.
Yeah, Genosha is horrible.
Mm, mm, mm,
Genosha was horrible.
mm. Do you have do any pop in the top of your mind, Jared, while we
Um,
chit-chatting?
as tragedies, I'll say
Hmm.
anime has definitely got to be the rumbling
Mm.
because it's not only the rumbling itself, it was
Hmm.
also the conclusion of that prophecy of the Eldians and
Hmm.
what the Eldians had to go through. You
Mm.
know, to even want to get there. You know, it was just a lot of torture that they had to go through, and then finally, you know, their their anger just erupted into the
Yeah,
rumbling,
yeah,
and no one could stop it.
yeah. I agree, and I got the rumbling on my list as definitely like one of the biggest things in anime. Um, and I think this one is twofold because the people, the Eldians who become the colossal titans for the rumbling, or actually they have been trapped in the wall the entire time. But you know that who's to say if this is what they wanted, you know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna start the rumbling outside of the island and kill all the humans or all the non-Eldians. It
Yeah.
starts with the walls. So there are
Hmm.
people dying in Paradiso,
Yeah.
Eldians dying in Paradiso, all the way across the world, and they're just stumping on people. They stumping on everything:
Yeah.
trees, rabbits, whales, elephants,
Exactly.
cheetahs.
Exactly.
Everything is dying. And
Exactly.
as much of a tragedy as the rumbling is, I'm still on Aaron's side. Aaron was right because they should have left them Eldians alone. They
Yeah.
should have been left them alone.
Yeah. They were people too.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was the rumbling for me, and the other biggest tragedy in anime from my favorite anime, Full Metal Alchemist,
Mm.
the Ishvalan Civil War.
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't have that one on the list. Tell us about the Ishvalan Civil War.
It was a war that had already started with Full
Hmm.
Metal Alchemist started. Um, but yeah, uh, it was just these people, and I watched Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood
Hmm.
right around the time that this Pakistan thing
Hmm.
was going on. So I definitely saw the parallels of this ultimate power who had all these great allies was
Hmm.
bombarding constantly this these people who could not defend themselves against, people who were alchemists,
Hmm.
and yeah, they couldn't fight for themselves. And yeah, it was just horrible. The the images on that in Full Metal Alchemist
Hmm.
were
No
were kind of
good.
horrible. Were very horrible. So
Yeah.
I
No,
understand.
The Ishvalan War was more of a genocide than a war because I don't think
Mm,
the Ishvalans had like a standing army, did they?
no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They
They
had
just had that one
warriors.
guy.
No, they had like warriors, like people
Hmm.
who were like defenders of their villages, tribes, communities, whatever. But these weren't like standing regimented garrisons of people who
Yeah,
were
with
like
training.
ready and armed to fight. Yeah.
Hmm.
And like if you were a warrior, you were trained by like the one other warrior that came before you.
Yeah, no.
Mm, mm, mm,
So
mm.
yeah, that was those two are up there for me in
Okay.
anime. Um in comics,
Yeah.
uh Genosha is definitely up there. Krakoa is definitely up there. Um
Hmm.
One thing that is more personalized, just because of the intensity of it and the reverberation of it,
Hmm.
was uh Joker killing um Robin,
Which
and
Robin?
the second one, the one who became
Jason
the
Todd.
angry one. Yeah, Jason, Red Hood. And Joker paralyzing Barbara. Those two things were tragedies
Hmm.
for, you know, all
The
of
Bat
DC.
family.
Well, really all of DC, because, Barbara
Well,
Barbara became the official woman in the chair for
Hmm.
everybody, the Titans, the Justice League, for everybody.
Hmm.
So yeah, yeah, I think that that really set him apart, Joker apart from everybody else in DC, all the other villains in DC,
Hmm.
because they're like, you know, if Joker can do this, then what else can he do? You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it sets the Joker apart, um, and really sort of drives home how he's like out to fuck with Batman because he's always
Mhm.
targeting his people.
Yeah,
Um, because I don't think any other villain has the guts to hit Batman that close to home and that close to his heart.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man.
Uh,
Um, I got another comic books one here.
okay.
Um, and this one, I think this one is not as bad. It's made, it doesn't feel as bad because it's so, I guess, popular because it's been popularized at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but half of all life disappearing when Thanos gets the Infinity Stones in the Infinity Gauntlet story.
Yeah.
I think like when that first happened, it was like, yo, what? The distinction that I don't think, and the distinction that makes a difference that I don't think a lot of people that I don't think a lot of people like keep in mind is that it's not half of all human life, not at half of all sentient life,
Mm-hmm.
half of all life, period, in the universe.
Yeah.
Talking about bacteria, fish, animals, flowers, suns, planets, people, societies, everything.
Suns and planets. Okay.
Like anything that is living in the universe, half of it is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he does this all to impress the mistress of death.
That's the best part about it.
That's the worst part about it. It's like you doing all this to get laid.
Yeah. Because she didn't care.
She did it, and then it didn't even work.
She didn't care.
Bruh,
Didn't she
bruh.
long down the line, didn't she like actually date Deadpool and not Thanos?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God. So yeah, she didn't care. She was like, well, you know, it's gonna happen anyway. People die every day. Oh, do you know what is a horrible tragedy in
What is
comics?
what is a horrible tragedy?
And see, y'all like Black Panther. I don't I like him. He's black, rooting for everybody black, but he is a horrible king. And one of the worst things he ever did, and to this day, I'm not mad that he is exiled and Namor is in Wakanda as an ambassador. He told Hyperion to lift Atlantis up and throw it in the desert. Those people died. Those people died. And when you tell somebody to lift your sea kingdom up and put it in the desert, people are gonna die. He literally genocide a whole race of people.
He didn't kill everybody there. Everybody didn't die.
Well, it was
And
a genocidal event.
it was, and he was at war. He is a
It
king
wasn't
at
war.
war.
No, it
He
was
is a
a
king
tit for
at war.
tat. It was a tit for tat. You
It
do
wasn't,
this,
but
I'm
they
gonna do
flooded
this.
Wakanda, Jerry.
All he
What was we
all
supposed to do?
when Namor
Take that
was
shit lying down?
possessed by the Phoenix,
We supposed to take that shit lying down? We supposed to just let him flood Wakanda, the
that's
motherland, the
that's
mother of the womb of the motherland?
that was just one thing. A
Hell no,
flood was just one thing. You
hell no.
took this kingdom of people and threw it in the deserts. That
I
is
think
horrible.
I enjoyed that. I was like, hey yo, that's I was like,
That's
that's the
dark.
ultimate petty. You try to drown my people.
Ultimate.
You try to drown my people who live on land. All right, bet. I can't drown y'all because y'all live in water. But watch
So
this.
so he's gonna dry them out. That was. horrible.
Throw some sunscreen, motherfucker.
Wow, that's
Cause
hilarious.
no, cause Namor not only was Namor fucking with Aurora, fucking with Storm, breaking up a happy home, he flooded Wakanda. Like Namor,
Yeah,
Imperial Rex your ass back down to Atlantis. Protect your people.
nah. He, I mean, Wakanda is getting a little bit wet. Who cares? He literally took that whole kingdom, and it was just Wakanda's in one part of the city. In
Nah,
the city, if you
all of
see the
Wakanda.
whole map of Wakanda, Wakanda wasn't hurt, but
He said Wakanda was okay. He said, but no.
the whole kingdom of
T'Challa, my nigga T'Challa said, hell no.
like that's
Not
the
my
ultimate
kingdom.
petty.
Not my city. Not the capital city of Wakanda in Wakanda.
Wow, that's the ultimate petty. Wakanda's,
Mm,
I
mm,
mean,
mm.
T'Challa is crazy.
All right, I
T'Challa
got
is
another anime one.
okay.
And we gonna start to wind these down. Um, the fall of Wall Maria in Attack on Titan. This is episode one when the Colossal Titan shows up, kicks a hole in the wall, and then the Armor Titan shows up, runs through the next wall. I'm sure the female Titan was around there somewhere, kicking folks and eating them and shit. Um, and all the Titans just flood inside and just start killing people. And why are you laughing, Jared?
It was funny.
Golly, golly. So,
Find the
um,
key in the basement. What?
and
That was funny. You can't. You got to admit that was looking
it
back
wasn't
on it.
funny.
It was very dramatic and funny.
It was hella dramatic, not funny at all. Cause I remember watching Attack on Titan like over the summer in my room, when I in my room at my mom's house, and I'm like sitting on the bed, like mouth agape,
Yeah, and
and I'm like, what the fuck is going
it
on?
was like the next three episodes are the Titans running through,
Just
destroying that
eating
city.
people for 90 straight minutes. We're watching people get in by
And
Titan,
this is how Attack on Titan starts.
and
It
then
was horrible.
and they eat Aaron's mom in front of
Yeah.
his face. They and then his old guard buddy come in trying to save him, and he's like, "I'm gonna save your mom." And he's like, "You know what? No, I'm not." Picks them up and runs away.
and then
Oh
and
man,
then I think this is like later down the line, they're fighting Titans. It was so funny when you think that Aaron is actually going to do something and then he gets eaten himself.
hey, like I think this one is a bigger tragedy than the rumbling
Oh,
because
really?
it starts everything off.
Hmm.
And once we get into the show, we realize that, oh, this wasn't some random event. This wasn't just like, oh, the Colossal Titan appeared and this shit just happened. This was a plot, a tactical military action from the Marleyans.
This show is so confusing.
Yo, they sent them, the Marleyans sent the Colossal Titan, the Armor Titan, sent all of them over there to weaken the Eldians on Paradiso because they scared of them. They ain't heard from them in centuries. They don't even know they over there for real.
Yeah.
And they send their strongest Titans over there to start destroying shit.
Yeah, but then you find out that Aaron is going back in time with his mind to put things in place for him later.
Hmm
It was crazy. It
But
was
but
crazy.
but Aaron is only doing that shit to like protect himself and the Eldians. But and I think like the after effects of this, like we see that throughout the rest of the series of the show. Because like all the humans have to retreat behind Wall Rose. That's the second wall.
Mhm.
Remember, like Wall Maria's on the outside, Wall Rose is the middle one, and then Wall Senna is the very inner circle where the rich folks live. Um, but yeah, so when the Titans come in, like the humans, they lose a third of their territory. The people like starving behind Wall Rose, and like a lot of people keep getting kicked out on these like reclamation missions because they just can't support the population. Um,
And
but
they
yeah,
were so mad that poor people were gonna live
y-
beside
yo,
them.
yo, piss the fuck off. Um, but yeah, and this all like fuels Aaron's hatred for Titans and leads him to joining the army. Leads a bunch of folks to join the army, and it really starts them sort of like poking holes and discovering the truth of their whole world. Like this tragedy has everything. Like it has scale, it has like huge losses of life that continue on even after the main event itself. It has like huge shifts in like specific characters in the show, and it's very personal, I feel like, to the audience and to these characters. Like I think I think this might be the number one tragedy on our list today.
That is a huge tragedy. And they tried to fill that gap in the wall for like 12 episodes.
Yo, yo.
Why is this show so confusing and convoluted and dramatic? Child.
Man, Attack
But
on Titan, to watch Attack on Titan for the first time, oh, chef's kiss.
it's coming back with new
I'm,
episodes.
uh,
Exactly.
I want it to be done because it feels complete now. The way they ended it, I liked it. Um, yeah.
I can't wait to see what else they got planned. And they need to have a lot of killing if
Mm.
they
I
want
mean,
me to.
I don't think that they're going to disappoint you. I think that's the one thing we can count on for Attack on Titan is that there's going to be death. All
All
right.
right, Demarcus. So, is there anything else that we want to say about these
Nah, man.
tragedies?
The last thing I will say is that like, and I might have alluded to a little bit in the beginning of this segment, but like anime tragedies, I enjoy anime tragedies more than I enjoy comic book tragedies because anime tragedies stick. Like shit happens and yo, this is the way the world is now.
Yeah, yeah.
As opposed to like comic book tragedies, it's like, oh, Joker kills Jason Todd, he comes back later as the Red Hood and eventually becomes a hero again, and we put the Bat family back together. What was the point of it all?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
Doomsday, we did get four new Supermans out of
Mm-hmm.
that, but Superman did come back.
Mm-hmm.
At least with Gwen Stacy dying, she hasn't come back in the main universe yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was a good topic. That was a good topic. So Demarcus, I have a question for us.
Ooh. Good
This
question.
is from this is from Desmond in Michigan. Desmond asks if D&D was in real life, but nobody else knew except for you, what class would you be?
Hmm. And no one else knew besides me.
Yeah.
I think I would do. Um, I think I would do like a bard class because it would be like the most unsuspecting. Like that'd be the one I could do the most shit with and get away with, you know? Um, because I think about like stuff that's like flashier, like being a sorcerer or a warlock or a wizard. It's like if you come out here casting spells and shit, folks gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on around here?" You gonna get the government involved. But if I just like, if I have a trombone and I be singing, anybody gonna care?
I mean, you can do things subtly as a caster.
I mean, you got to get the feet subtle spell, but
That's a that's not a feat. That is a sorcerer thing.
no,
Um,
subtle spell is a feat, ain't it?
uh, no, that's a part of the sorcerer class that you can pick. But yeah, if I was I mean, it's you can't no, you can pick it as a feat, but
Mm-hmm. Sorcerers get it naturally, but
yeah, sorcerer
other
get it
folks can
naturally.
pick it as a feat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you say bard. I would also pick a bard, a
Yeah.
creation, a creation bard though.
Mm. Say more.
Uh,
Why specifically a creation bard, and what does that do for you that the other bards don't?
because first of all, you can create whatever you want. So I'm creating money. I'm creating a PS5. I'm creating anything that I want and need by tapping my feet together and doing a little ditty.
By
Also,
shucking and jiving.
by doing a little shucky job. Like I don't even think I can go hungry as a creation bard. So I haven't read it all, but I don't think I can I can I I would be happy as a creation bard. And also bards get to learn any spell from any class.
Hmm.
So I would just be happy casting
But you
spells.
cast it through song. You like your
You
instrument is your
cast it through
focus.
performance. So I could dance, I could
Yeah.
act, I could say a speech.
Whatever instrument that you choose to use in that moment becomes your focus,
Yeah.
whether it's your body or
Hmm.
your, or drum.
And people will die. Is there a subtle way? Because I was thinking about this last night.
Okay.
Is there a subtle way for you to use a spell to kill somebody in D&D? Because I was like, I wouldn't want to, because I have this Southern Dragon power, but I don't want people to know I have this Southern Dragon power. So I was thinking like
This what power?
this Dungeons and Dragons power.
Oh, this doesn't Dragon's power. Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I don't want this power to come from me. So I was
Mm,
like, if I do greater invisibility, maybe, but
yeah.
I'm
Greater
thinking,
invisibility. I was also thinking like mage hand and then whatever feat it is that lets you cast spells through your mage hand.
I don't know what that is.
There's a thing that lets you cast spells through mage hand. And I
Hmm.
don't remember whether it's rogues that get it or casters. Um
Okay.
but the only spell
It
I can
must
think
be
of
rolls because I have no idea what that is.
mm, the only spell I can think of that will let you kill somebody subtly is touch of death.
No, because that it says that when you do that, something comes out of your finger.
Not
Oh, the touch one.
touch of
Yeah,
death.
yeah.
Yeah.
But see, how can you get up to the? I mean, how can you
What was you
get up
about
to?
to say?
How can you get up to somebody? So I was thinking that like you could do a call lightning and nobody
That's
gets it.
nuts. So, I
Do
mean,
call lightning in
what
combat.
does call lightning look though? You have to be like within a few hundred feet.
Yeah, it's 120 feet and it summons a cloud.
Yeah. So a cloud appears out of nowhere. That ain't subtle.
But it doesn't connect back to you. And then if there's already a storm brewing, then it just makes the lightning come from that storm. And
Mm.
also there is mind sliver, and
Hmm.
it's like telepathic.
And
So
what's the distance on that?
I think that's 120 feet, but you can do that around corners. You just have to know their name. Like you don't have to see.
Oh.
But I'm not sure there's a visual aspect to mind sliver, but probably so. But you can still
Mm.
hide yourself, kind of.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah,
All right. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
yeah,
Yeah. I think Bard is the way to go on that one.
yeah. A bard.
Who's the one that asked the question?
Um, Desmond, I think I said.
Desmond. Okay. Bard, Desmond. That's the way to go. Like, cause anything like you could do warrior, you could do uh barbarian.
But how would that help you?
Exactly. Like,
You would
what are
just be
you like?
strong.
I'm just gonna be fighting.
Yeah,
What am I trying to do? Be a soldier? Get
yeah.
out of here.
With bard, create money because you
Hmm.
don't want nobody to know that you have these Southern Dragon power, and
Hmm.
then you want it out like forget memory. I forget what that spell is called. Memory erase. It's like an 8th level spell.
Mm.
You want that out in case somebody finds out, and
Yeah.
you want to be able to charm people
Yeah.
because
That's what I was really thinking about, the charm person and shit.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
you. So
Definitely
there's
Bard.
no reason to be a bard. Just do push-ups. I mean,
Choose,
not Barbara,
you
Barbarian.
choose a fighter champion.
Yeah. Like, like, what you do? You can dual wield swords and axe, but who are you going to dual wield? Like, how's that going to help you?
You get critical hits on 18 and 19.
Yeah, but how's that going to help you in 2025 America? Yeah, that's not going to help you out, buddy. All right, let me just ask you another question, and then we can end this.
Hmm.
Demarcus,
That's what they call me.
if there was a guy, wait, is there a guy that you would go gay for?
Nah.
Not even LeBron James?
Why did he pop into your mind? And absolutely not.
Because I've seen many TikToks, and they're like, I'll go gay for LeBron James. So you
You
wouldn't go gay for
know,
LeBron James.
I mean, sexuality is a spectrum,
It
and
is. So if LeBron James was like, hey, what's up?
I'm like, "What's good, bro?" And I like dap him up, and let that be the end of it.
But if you can tell he's interested in you, if hypothetically LeBron James is gay, you can tell he's interested in you.
Uh-huh.
You don't see how far it can go, or
I'm no, I don't even want it a little bit.
that's too straight for me.
That's too straight.
Too straight for me.
Too straight.
That is too straight for me. What about Henry Cavill?
That's the Superman, right?
Yeah, in The Witcher.
Nah,
If
nah.
Henry Cavill comes up to you and was like, what's up? He gives you the eyes and he buys you your
Why
favorite.
is why is the why is the opening line? What's up,
I don't know what guys say to each other.
Jerry? You're a gay guy.
I don't know what they say to each other. So, he comes up to you, he says, you want to go to this premiere with me and
Hmm.
hang out after, watch you don't like sports, so watch like anime or something. And what do you say?
It depends on the premiere. Like, what premiere are we going to?
You're gonna see a superhero movie. He got tickets to the next Superman. So
I don't want to see the next Superman.
you don't want to see the next Superman for
I don't
real?
think I do.
It
I
comes
don't,
out. It comes out this year.
oh, okay. I mean, I might see it, but I'm not.
You don't want to see the premiere with Henry Cavill?
I don't want to suck dick to see it. No,
Who says you gotta suck dick? He might suck your dick.
I don't want to get my dick sucked by Henry Cavill.
That's too straight for me. That's too. So what if Michael? This is the last one. What if? Okay, I got two more. What if Michael B.
Golly.
Jordan? What if Michael B. Jordan comes up and he's
Uh-huh.
like, um, I don't even want to say what's up. He says something to get your attention, and
What does he say? You got to role play it out.
he says, you doing good today.
What have I been doing for him?
He calls out to you in the streets. You're walking the
In the
streets, and
street.
he sees you, and you see him, and he's like, "Hey, you want this smoothie from Erewhon? Okay, smoothie from Erewhon." And he was like, "You ever had one?" And
From
you're like,
where?
You never heard of Erewhon?
No.
It's this place that sells like $25 smoothies. They're really
Shut the
expensive.
fuck up.
Okay, well, guess it
My
doesn't
bad.
exist then.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. $25?
Yeah.
American dollars for a smoothie?
Oh, it's the whole grocery store. It's a grocery store made
Mm,
by two Asian people, and it's everything's in there. So it's like worse than Whole Foods and Trader Joe's.
mm.
Come
Is
on.
it worth the Sprouts?
Yeah, it's like the most expensive place ever.
Mm,
But it's
okay.
this LA hipster richie place. But yeah, he said, you want this smoothie from Iran, and you know, do you accept his smoothie and sit there and talk with him, find
That
out.
sounds too suggestive. I do not, sir. I do not accept your smoothie.
You would say that to Michael B. Jordan? Have you
Yes,
seen what he looks like, or
I've seen what he looks like. He's a good looking guy.
okay, but you're not gonna accept
But I'm
his.
not accepting his smoothie. No.
Okay, that's too straight for me.
Is there a woman that you would go straight for?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, I wouldn't go straight for them, but I would do them if they wanted me to, if I could get it up. I don't think I could get
If
it
I
up.
could get it up. No, Jerry, is there a woman that you would go straight for? You
Go
would have
straight all the way. I
you would
can't go
put
straight
you
all
would
the way.
put babies in her and be her
If
man.
I can't go straight all the way, but I would have sex with her.
No, you put babies in her and raise a family together.
The raising the family part is weird for me. I'm a black man. I'm not raising. I'm not LeBronza, who's dad of the year. I'm not. I didn't have a dad, so guess what? You ain't having no dad. I'm just
Golly, Jerry. Cut it right there. Shut this episode down.
just,
Jesus.
I'm just kidding. Who was about to be king?
Hmm?
Who was about to be king? Or who was king?
Oh, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, John the Majors. Have you heard what? Well, I guess we can take
He's in a
definition
movie. He's in a movie that's coming out soon, ain't
on
he?
Tubi.
Yeah.
All right, let's take this to the Patreon.
Okay.
You guys, I'm gonna ask the Marcus one more of these questions, and you can come to Patreon to see what he says, and maybe you will be able to hear what girl I would go straight for. I
Mm.
just remembered I was actually gay. So you can email your questions to blackgeekenergy@gmail.com. You can follow us on social media, Instagram with Black Geek Energy, Facebook Black Geek Energy, Blue Sky with Black Geek Energy, TikTok with Black Geek Energy, YouTube, Twitch at Threads with Black Geek Energy, Twitter, we're BG_pod. And guess what, DeMarcus?
What's that, Jared?
I said that we have a Patreon. Maybe you don't know the price of this Patreon. It's only $3 American. Like, you can't find nothing else in the world that low for this mountain of content you get. You really can't.
Three
Three
American
American
dollars.
dollars?
10 American cents a day.
Yeah. Well, for a month? Yeah.
10 cents a
Uh
month. 10 cents a day for a month. Yeah.
yeah. So sign up on Patreon on the website. Don't do it through the app if you're an Apple person. I'm a Samsung Galaxy person. Like, if you're an Apple person, don't do it through the app because they'll charge you more. All right,
Mm.
DeMarcus, any final words?
Um, we talked about a lot of tragedies today, a lot of like really dark themes and tones and overviews and whatnots. But I think what stood out to me is that a lot of the tragedies that we've talked about were actually really good stories.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
tragedy makes a great story. So yeah, live
yeah.
a horrible life and then write about
Live a
it.
horrible life, then write about it. Okay. All right, so that's the end of the show. Yeah, hit us up. We'll see
We'll
you
see you
next
next
time
time.
on Black